everybody. This is Tommy
This is
Naysh,
Gigabit Gaming.
and this is the Guest Podcast where we talk about gaming, esports, streaming, technology, episode number 12.
We're going to get right into it here. We're starting off with our gaming news with Cyberpunk hype and early reviews. Currently sitting at a 91 on Metacritic and OpenCritic. The reviews are ranging all over the place, with GameSpot and GamesBeat giving it a 7 out of 10. Most reviews seem to be very high, however, although bugs and glitches seem to be the number one problem with the game currently. We have a quote here from Shroud talking about the excitement for the game, hoping it's not going to last longer than a month because, and I quote, "it's a fucking single player game." He's not very into it. He kind of wants to see it die down a little. I don't blame him for that. Releasing on December 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PC and midnight for consoles. I have a few notes. We ran through that pretty quick. A few notes on. I think the reviews aren't fair right now because of the 60 or 50 gigabyte day one patch to
Yeah,
fix
I agree
most of
with
these
you.
bugs. Not very fair to shit on it when it's a pre-release product, but they're saying it how it is now. I worry that they're not clear in the reviews about the fact that this is not going to be the case on launch day. The game on PC as well also has DRM that won't be present on launch. The
hmm
DRM is just there to protect it from being, leaked out to the public before launch. But once it launches, it's just the same as Witcher 3. They don't care. They don't put DRM in the games. They're like, yeah, fuck that. If you want to pirate it, go ahead. Like, we know our game's good enough that you want to pay for it anyways. So yeah, that's a good thing. I definitely think once they hit that patch out, things are gonna be way smoother, and a lot of these reviews are gonna have to be updated because they're not really accurate on a product.
Yeah, I feel like maybe leaving the bugs and performance out of these reviews would be ideal at the moment with being able to update it when the game finally comes out. Because I mean, that day one patch, I mean, it's probably going to be huge. They said it's supposed to help with performance and stability. It's even bringing like a performance and quality mode to like Series X and PS5, so you can run at higher frame rates even. And that's not even the next gen upgrades for the game. That being said, did you pre-order this game? Do you plan on getting it anytime soon?
No, I'll probably snag it on like a first sale I see, or sometime when I have some extra money kicking around and I'm just a little bored.
Yeah.
Uh, Not like same with The Witcher 3. I wasn't really into the hype. Cyberpunk looks good. It looks really fun. Like I
Yeah.
want to play it, but I'm not so excited that I'm like busting the bank out. And the thing is too is like I've been waiting to get a 3080 now for a while, and it's like yeah, like until they're stock and until I have one in my PC, I don't really want to buy any of these new higher end games because I just won't be able to push them as much as I want to push them.
Yeah. So I actually pre-ordered this game for the Xbox Series X going through Best Buy. And it's like oh, Best Buy has like you get the steel book and you get like a free HBO Max like trial if you pre-order it from Best Buy. Plus you get a $10 reward coupon.
That's pretty good.
So I pre-ordered it through Best Buy. Just today I got a text message actually. It said this order is going to be delayed. And I was just like, what? Like does this Best Buy not have enough copies of Cyberpunk that like they have to get more there? Because like I was gonna go up launch morning and just go and pick up the game. So I ended up canceling it from Best Buy and I just bought it on the Series X. It's already downloaded. I'm good to go. That being said, if you have it on PC or I think Stadia, the launch is at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That's Wednesday, December 9th. And if you have it for console, it comes out at midnight, December 9th. So, yeah, if you have a PC or if you use Stadia, you get to play the game a little bit earlier than some people. I also saw that content creators are being able to stream the game starting tomorrow at 6 in the morning Eastern time. So they can wake up at 3 a.m. over in California and just start playing the game. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Cyberpunk. I wasn't as excited until about a couple weeks ago when I listened to another podcast talking about this game. Um,
The
and
podcast worth listening to, but ours. So I don't know why you'd waste your time.
There's other podcasts I enjoy listening to, but they had an episode that was literally dedicated to Cyberpunk, and they were talking about it, and it honestly, I went from not being excited at all to I can't wait for this game to come out. So December 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're PC, if you're consoles, you got to wait till midnight. It's like, what, 5 hours more. Be ready for it. I'm sure you're going to be hearing all the headlines, whether it be good or bad, for at least the next month.
Oh, I'm sure I'll know the ending in like a week. So by accident, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll move on here. We got Rocket League Season 2. Gonna drop the mic December 9th. So I don't know why they do it the same day Cyberpunk. But anyways, Rocket Pass with 70 plus tiers of new items, player anthems that play every time you score a goal, make an epic save, or earn MVP. Sort of like an end of round MVP for CSGO. Competitive rewards return as always, and there's 4 more stages of challenges and new items added to competitive tournaments. I haven't played Rocket League in about a month. So this might pop me back in. Not that I really buy any of the stuff in the game, but if the player base is going to be high, it might be a time to hop back in. I mean, it's already pretty high, so.
Yeah, there's also a new arena coming out. I forgot to mention that. And I think the anthems is awesome because when you score a goal and you have a specific song playing that you like or something like that, making an epic save or earn MVP, I think that's really cool addition. I played Rocket League. I mean, I was playing yesterday. I completed all the challenges for season 1. I got to like a battle pass level or rocket pass level like 118, so I completely finished it, and now I'm just getting random items, and I was able to place like Diamond 2 as my max rank. So I've
We should
had a
queue
good
up some
time.
twos or something. Be
I
fun.
know. I would 100% be down for that. What was the highest rank that you ever got in?
It was like high plat. I was like
Okay. Yeah.
off the cusp of diamond one season, but I just like didn't play enough to really hit it. So
Yeah. I mean, I really just picked the game back up starting season 1 when it came free to play, even though I've owned it since 2015.
yeah,
Um,
same.
and I ended up being able to make it to diamond. So that was really fun. It was a good time. Will I ever make it to champ? Probably not, but I
You
feel
have to
like
play a lot.
I'm a solid player in diamond, and I'm willing to improve.
My big thing is sometimes like and this is what me and my buddy who used to play all the time would say is like you have that split moment of hesitation for going for a risky hit, and then you go for it anyways, but because you hesitated, the other guy hits it first, and now you've
Yep.
just choked the whole thing. If you're gonna go for something, you just gotta go. You can't hesitate. You just gotta try your best to hit it and do what you're trying to do. If you think about it, well, you might as well just hang back and try and save it or whatever. Because like
That's something that I learned, especially like exactly what you said, that you literally have to commit before you even have time to think whether you should commit or not. You should already
exactly,
be committing.
yeah, you should already be up trying to hit that ball.
Yep.
So we'll move on here. Call of Duty Cold War Season 1 and Warzone dropping December 16th. Season 1 is the largest free content drop in Black Ops history, a massive expansion of free content, including the comprehensive integration of operators, weapons, player progression, and battle pass rewards across Black Ops, Cold War, and Warzone. Battle Royale is set to go beyond Verdansk. I hope I said that right. I never
Verdansk.
was good at it. Prepare to drop into a new Warzone map and mode at launch. Warzone's arsenal gets even bigger with over 30 Black Ops Cold War based weapons, as well as blueprint variants. Also, make sure you're ready to face down fellow prisoners of Warzone in a new Gulag experience. New multiplayer maps, the return of 2v2 gunfight, and 4 new maps. Free to acquire weapons, new zombies modes, season challenges, and the full cross title launch of the seasonal prestige system, with up to 1,000 season levels to progress through. So, that all sounds good, but like, if they just can't fix the game, like, oh god, like, I really don't care.
Yeah, I wonder if the update is going to bring a lot like fixes in general.
Like, and it's like, I know it's not me, man. Like, it's not just me, because that video I posted has like almost 2,000 views now. Like, you don't just pop a video on a dead topic for 2K views as a small YouTuber. People are searching for that stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, and I've had tons of people say, "Hey, man, like your videos helped to fix my issues." You shouldn't have to go into the config file to fix a game. Like, it's a brand new
Is that something
game.
that you had to do?
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, there was like 7 or 8 steps in my like video. It was like 6 minutes, and I flew through how to do like a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
because like it might be that, or it might be this, or it might be this cucking your PC's brains out, or it might be this doing it, and you don't know. So I just say do it all, and if it works, just keep it the same until they patch and it's ruined again, and then remove it because maybe they fixed it. But like,
I am I am excited for this Call of Duty update just because the return of 2v2 gunfight. I highly enjoy gunfight. I think that's a very good time. And that I mean that brings 4 new maps in general because um I feel like the maps were kind of lacking when it came to the launch of Cold War. To bring 2v2 gunfight and 4 new maps is amazing. And then I think there's also going to be like another 2 6v6 multiplayer maps at least, and that's enough for me to get back into I mean the Cold War scene. I played it yesterday, got to level 100, so I am ready for this next season. And then even going over to Warzone, like bringing in all those Black Ops Cold War weapons, blueprint variants. They're saying a new Gulag experience, so I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. But I mean, the new map should be one of the main reasons why you want to go try out Warzone for this next update on December 16th, which was originally scheduled for December 10th, and they pushed it back a couple days.
probably didn't want to compete too hard with Cyberpunk. Uh,
Yeah,
or maybe it
that's a
just
good
wasn't
point.
ready yet. But you see this much content being dropped only like weeks after the game's launch, and it really makes you think like they must have just launched this early before it was done. And this would
Yeah,
explain. I mean, I know the developer team switched mid development, and that's always difficult. So, like, I'm not saying that I expected a perfect game because of what they went through. Like, there's no way they would have had a perfect game. Like, another team taking over 3/4 of the way through development, like, that's going to be difficult to try and finish that.
yeah,
But at the same
absolutely.
time, you're still like a head game studio that knows how to make games and has been doing Call of Duty for years and years and years. And it's not like they're that different every year. The fact that at least the PC version, and I know the new consoles, like apparently it's bricking some like Xboxes or something, and PS5s. I don't know what that's about. Hopefully they can fix that. But and there's so much stuff people are saying. Who knows what's true and who knows what's not. But in my experience, it's near impossible to play the game. Like
Yep.
I crash every 3 to 5 games, and then that just ruins your experience because like COD's all about this seamless gunplay, just play match, quit, lobby, play match, quit, lobby, play match. You're in and out of the game so quick. Like when it's crashing, it's like I just don't want to play anymore. Like it's just killed it for me. So
It's insane that that happens to you because honestly, I haven't had a crash in like the past 2 weeks of me playing at least. So
I mean,
I hate to see it happening for you.
there's been a couple of new driver updates from AMD, and I haven't updated them yet. One a week ago and one actually today. So maybe I'll try that and see if it'll fix it. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm skeptical because I'm because everyone else is having so many issues. I'm fairly certain it's on Activision to get that fixed. And the config change that I mentioned earlier is so stupid. The game thinks that you have more VRAM or is it less? I can't remember now. Less VRAM than you like that you actually have. So what'll happen is you're playing and the game thinks that you've capped out your VRAM and it'll cause the game to crash. So you have to like tell it to use less VRAM itself so that it won't like hit this fake max, which is really stupid.
huh.
So yeah, that's a. I think that issue is mainly AMD, but I know some Nvidia users, based on the comments on my videos, have had the same issue. So I don't know. It's the game's just a mess. Hopefully it's fixed. I saw them fix a few bugs. Like I don't know. I should make like a parody video or something on YouTube because it would be really funny. But I had this one game where like have you ever had the UI error come up while you're playing?
I've had it happen, I think twice.
Well,
I know what you're talking about.
the fix for the UI error, for anyone who doesn't know, what'll happen is you're playing, everything's fine, and then this little pop up will come up. You'll completely freeze movement, and the game might even hitch for a few seconds. And then it'll say UI error and then a random number, and you just hit OK, and it'll go away. You have no idea what that was or what just happened. There's no explanation.
Hmm.
And in my experience, what'll happen is if I get a UI error, I'm stuck in that spot for 30 or 40 seconds, just hitting OK. Another one will pop up. OK. Another one will pop up. The fix is you have to rebind your interact key to another key and then save it and then rebind it back and then it'll stop happening for that game. But the next game might happen again. I had it so bad that it like hard froze me in place and I just couldn't move. I was still in the game. People were killing me. I spawn in, but I'm just worthless. I can't play. So
Yeah.
like it's just horrible. And I have
That
no issues with any other game, so
that actually happened to me when I was using a resupply. So I was using the interact button to resupply, and it gave me the UI error. And then it was just like 1 FPS
oh
to the
yeah,
point where
horrible.
I just had to crash the game myself and start over.
I think what it is when you're over a number of like, let's say there's like 3 or 4 dropped guns on the ground, like all stacked on top of each other. If you run over that, it tries to put all of them up at the screen at the same time, and then it just causes this like constant freeze. And that's why unbinding it and rebinding it will fix it because it's
Mhm.
like it's just screwed. The code's garbage. But yeah, I'm pissed off now, so we'll move on.
Let's move on to Destiny 2. The upgrade for PS5 and Xbox Series X came out today. Destiny 2's free next gen upgrades now available, allowing owners of the game on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One to play the game in higher fidelity on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, and Series X. Because Destiny 2 is part of the Microsoft Smart Delivery program, everything just works, which means it'll automatically tell you you have the update or the upgrade and it'll start downloading it for you right away. Um, on the Sony side, for some reason, they made it very hard for you to be able to get this, but it's still available. You need to find the Destiny 2 tile in your game library. Press the options on it to select View Game. This will take you to the PlayStation Store page where the PS4 version of Destiny 2 appears. From there, you need to click on the three dot menu, which should bring up a menu that includes the PS5 full Destiny 2 option. You click on that, and then it takes you to a download button to get the upgrade for the PS5 version.
A little convoluted, but not the end of the world, I guess.
No, not the end of the world, but it's something that definitely like they can fix, make easier to do. Otherwise, I can see a lot of people having trouble doing this.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
guess maybe I should make a tutorial, bud.
There you go. You can make a tutorial. There's even someone who said that that didn't work for them, and they had to go into the store page and like search specific terms of like Destiny 2, PS4, PS5 in order for the right one to pop up for them to download.
I don't know if you ever had a PS3, but trying to use the PlayStation Store on a PS3, like you might as well be watching paint dry, dude. It would be like upwards of a minute waiting for the store just to open, and when you were finally in the store, oh my god, it was slow. It was horrible. Like I don't understand how like The Last of Us came out on that console and the PlayStation Store is that bad. Like how do you have these two things on the same hardware working this poorly versus one that works so well? It still pisses me off to this day thinking about how many like wasted hours I must have actually waiting in that screen like trying to buy something. And then you go and you search, and it's not like a regular keyboard layout. So you have like the letters in a line, and you have to scroll the way through. Oh, so dumb, very stupid. PS4 way better though, and PS5 is probably perfect.
So let's move on. I mean that's what we have for the gaming news. We can move on to the esports news right now, where I don't know if you guys heard, but 100 Thieves won the Valorant First Strike NA tournament. 100 Thieves are your first Valorant First Strike North American champions after beating TSM 3-1 in the grand finals and scoring $40,000. TSM came in second, winning 20,000. Sentinels came in third, winning 10,000. 100 Thieves set the tone on the opening map of Split, edging past TSM 15-13 in overtime. So keep in mind this is first to 13, and they ended up taking it to overtime where 100 Thieves ended up winning 15-13. Spencer, you may know him as Hiko, had a series KDA of 73 kills, 53 deaths, and 28 assists, which is very high, especially for competitive tournaments such as Valorant First Strike. I mean, that's just an insane KD alone.
I could have done better, I think.
Yeah. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it.
I'll prove it next tourney.
So yeah, the 100 Thieves won a 3-1 victory over TSM in the grand finals.
So
Uh,
I
go-
saw a lot of stuff about 100 Thieves like merch lately, and apparently it's like stupid popular. Can you explain why? Like, I know 100 Thieves has always been popular, but you never hear their name, and now they've just like released some hoodies and stuff, and everyone's like creaming their pants over it. Like, what's the big deal?
yeah, so 100 Thieves merch is very like high quality, and the artwork and just style of them is very nice, but they release it in such limited quantities that if you're able to get your hands on something, like you're happy, you're psyched, and they're going up on resale sites for triple, quadruple the price just because they don't sell enough of their drops. And I mean, they have like it seems like 3, maybe 4 drops a year of like different merch collections that they have. Um, I actually was able to the last drop that they had. I was able to get. You can actually see it right here. That's a 100 Thieves bandana. If I never took that out of the packaging and just like let it go, I'd be able to sell that for $100. I think I paid $20 for it.
Where's the bandana? Am I stupid?
It's right behind the tree. It's on the wall right here, behind Mr. Elf. But that is a 100 Thieves bandana. And then this most recent drop, I was able to get a long sleeve shirt. And
How much money are we talking? Let's say for a short sleeve shirt.
like the shirts and long sleeves, they're anywhere from 30 to 50. So I mean, they're not insanely priced, but the hoodies, if you want a hoodie, they're like $105.
That's actually not that bad. Like this is kind of stupid. Siege actually just like Ubisoft official merch has come out for their esports scene, and it's
Yeah,
like $60 a t-shirt, $120 for a hoodie, and $270 for a jacket.
that's insane.
Yeah, it's like way overpriced. Like I think if they cut those prices in half, that would be fair.
Yeah,
And even 130 is still a lot for a jacket, but like 270 is like absurd.
that better be some high quality there.
Oh, it'd have to be like the best jacket I've ever owned.
That being said, for the 100 Thieves Valorant First Strike, the roster consisted of Hiko, Nitro, Steel, Asuna, and Dicey.
I coach those guys.
So congratulations to 100 Thieves winning Valorant First Strike. That's like one of the first huge tournaments for Valorant. I'm excited to see what else Valorant has in line tournament wise.
And that is a $70,000 prize pool. Like that's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's not. There was also like fourth place got $10,000, and I think they got the other teams that were just in the quarterfinals and up ended up getting some money as well. Um, so that's it for the esports news. All we had was the Valorant for today. See if we have some more next week. And like we said, if there's anything esports wise that you want us to talk about, please let us know, and we'll try to include it in the next episode. We're going to take a break right now with the guest of our episode, Chief, the Pokemon Master Joe, being in the streaming section. It's going to be amazing. We're going to talk Pokemon cards, and we might even have a couple pack openings ourselves. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back on the Guest Podcast, episode 12. We're in the streaming section right now, where we will be interviewing Chief, the Pokemon Master, Joe.
Baby.
So, Chief, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So, I mean, Tom, I know you pretty well. Giga, I met you recently, not too long ago. I was a streamer over on Mixer. I recently came over to Twitch. I was kind of strong-armed into it because Mixer shut down. But I started streaming maybe 2 years ago. I played video games my whole life, and it just kind of bled into something a little bit more. And here I am. Now I'm opening Pokemon cards on stream, so it's exciting.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Chief Joe was basically, I mean, you were like a sliver away from reaching partner on Mixer, I felt like.
Yeah, I applied once and then got denied, and I was working back towards that second time, but I had all the requirements.
You even had your own clipping service over there called My Mix Clips. That went pretty well.
That was
MMC,
awesome.
baby.
MMC, yeah. Hey, it was
We
something
all
that was
used
needed. I know it was something that was needed, and went to my buddy at work, Joe, and said, "Hey, kind of, what do you think? You think we could make this happen?" And he said, "All right, let's do this." And
Yeah.
he just kind of ran with it, and it was, I mean, I loved it. It was something that the reason it was needed, so we made it.
So how did you feel about that whole situation with Mixer shutting down? Like, how did the transition go for you moving over to Twitch?
So I guess there was kind of two processes that happened with that whole shutdown. There was the, okay, where are we going to go? Are you going to go to Facebook? Are you going to go to Twitch? Are you going to go to Torvo? I think was one, YouTube. There's a bunch of different things. Everybody split. Where do you want to go? And I think it was a pretty tough decision for a lot of people, because especially people like who were in my shoes, where, okay, built up, 5,000 followers, a big following base. And then it's like, all right, let's jump over and restart.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of tough. It's a big pill to swallow. And I think there were kind of two ways that I saw people transition. There was everybody kind of hopped on board, all excited for it. Let's get over there, following everybody, doing everything. And then there was kind of what I did, where it was just like I kind of took a step back and hit the reset button. And I really enjoyed that switch, because it just kind of, say, it brought all the good people with me and left all the garbage back, so to speak. Like, you get a lot of people that just follow you for whatever reason, or you're doing a giveaway, so you get a follow or something like that. But really the core people came over, and your kind of core community came over. And that's what I really did enjoy about this switch over to Twitch, that all the OGs are there. And it's really nice.
Yeah, I feel that too.
So for those of you who don't know, I mean, me, Giga, and Chief, we were all streaming on Mixer at one point. I happened to leave like a month before the Mixer shut down. So like I got out of there before it happened, so it didn't really affect me because it was my own decision to move over. But Giga and Chief, they streamed on Mixer until like the day or week it shut down, so they had to transition
And I was
however they wanted to.
I was 5 followers off 1,000.
Oh, yeah. That hurts.
that does hurt. I can't imagine. I ended up like not really getting too big in the Mixer stream game, but I did enjoy it over there for what it was. But so for those of you who don't know, I call Chief the Pokemon Master for a reason. He's been in the pack opening game for longer than most people on Twitch right now, and I know it's kind of blowing up right now. And he was one of the starters, I guess you could say. But what made you want to start opening Pokemon cards on stream specifically?
Yeah, so I mean, you say one of the starters. I mean, I probably would even say I got into it a little bit late, but if it exploded for sure. It is still exploding, but I was definitely in there in the early parts. What really made me want to do it is, so there's a guy on Facebook, Leonhard, his name is, and he is the Pokemon guru. If there's one person that you should trust, you should listen, you should watch, it is Leonhard on Facebook. He has unbelievable content. He has an unbelievable amount of cards and packs. And I think he's actually doing a pop-up store where he's selling vintage Pokemon card packs, base set 2, fossil vintage packs for face value in 1999, 1996. So they're selling for like $3 a piece, $4 a piece. Yeah. So it's like a pop-up store he's putting together. And I was, probably back in like August, I would say, I started seeing his videos pop up on Facebook as this started to explode. And I just kind of, I was watching, I was like, oh man, I remember that card. I remember having this. I remember opening that. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And I said, I wish there was a way I could kind of still do that. But I was like, I'm too old for Pokemon. I don't, and that's kind of, it was a tough one to the battle internally. Was like, I almost kind of feel a little awkward going and buying Pokemon cards and opening them, at 29 years old.
100%.
Like I do, I truly feel awkward. But the reason I actually got into it was I started watching it and I was like, I want to do it. And then a couple of my buddies that we play with and stuff, they said they were watching it. And I was like, all right, I'm in. If you guys don't think it's too nerdy, then I'm in. Like I'm going for it. So, yeah, I think it was just, I started seeing it more and it was like, it brought back memories. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. It brings back memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, I actually traveled to Arizona to my brother's house, and my 2 nephews got me into Pokemon like all over again. They were showing me the trading card game on the computer, and they were showing me like the card collection and everything. And when I got back home, I went to Target and I was like, damn, there's Pokemon card packs. Like I wanna buy some of these. And I felt so awkward, just like being a grown man buying these Pokemon packs. And as of right now, I mean, everything that I bought just got shipped to my house. So I hadn't had to go to like a store to buy them physically.
Yeah, there's kind of two schools of thought with the going and buying them. You either go in the store and you buy them, or you get them shipped to you. There's pluses and negatives. I mean, finding
Yeah.
stuff online is really, really, really hard right now. I
It
mean,
is.
you're not going to pay face value. It's very rare, and once stuff comes out online as face value, it is sold out instantly. The same goes for in the stores, though. Like when the supplier comes and they're stocking the shelves, there are literally people lined up waiting. They know that at Target at 2 p.m. the Pokemon lady's coming and she's going to stock the shelf. And I mean, there's lines of like 5, 10, 15 people deep waiting to get this stuff. And it's wild. But yeah, I mean, to go what you said, it's the first time I was standing in the Pokemon aisle by myself and I'm just like kind of looking for cards, I was just like, man. And then like I saw another guy and I was like, oh, maybe he's just a dad buying cards for his kid. And I'm like,
Hey, you could just act like your dad buying them.
yeah, in my mind, I tell myself that I'm like, yeah, I'm getting this for my niece, my nephew. Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah. So you were into Pokemon cards when you were a younger.
Yes. So, I mean, I guess that's what makes our age group kind of unique for this, and why this is kind of exploding now. I think is we were into Pokemon cards when we were growing up, when we were young. I mean, it came out 95, 96. I think like 99 was when it was really taken off. And
Yeah.
I mean, that puts us, I mean, you're a little bit younger than me, but that puts me at 7, 8 years old. I mean, that's prime time Pokemon. Like
Yeah.
I remember I was in 2nd grade when I got my first pack of Pokemon cards. And my buddy at school, he was like, hey, yeah, you gotta check this out. And like I told my mom, and like once I got them, I never played the game. I only ever collected them. That was something that I always did. It was big into just collecting, putting them in sleeves, keeping them. And that's why when this all blew up, I was really excited because I had this mother load binder of I knew I had a Charizard in there. I had all the cards. Well, probably like most people, when you got older, what am I gonna do with these cards? I was just, there you go. I gave them to my sister. I don't know. Here, you play with them. Or like, she was a little bit younger than me. Here, you can play with them. You do whatever you want. And a lot of people sold them away, yard sales for probably $1 for like, a big box of them. Like, because they weren't worth anything. Nobody thought they would ever be worth anything.
Yep.
Now you get this explosion. So I'm texting my sister. I'm like, hey, where's all the Pokemon cards? I get like a bin. Like I had them in this pristine binder. I get a bin of them like stuffed and like bent and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, no. So, but I went through and it was pretty cool. Like that alone was nostalgic, just going back through the original cards. And I think the age group is kind of, we did it when we were young. So that's why we got into it.
Yeah. I'm actually, it's kind of crazy that you were able to even find your old Pokemon cards. Mine, MIA, absolutely no clue where they went.
That's a lot of people.
Even my brother, like he had them too. I have no clue where any of them are.
Yep.
You mentioned not playing the game. Like when I was growing up too, that was like all we did. Me and my buddies, we would literally just buy the card. We would never play the game. We didn't even know how to play the game. Not a clue. I like looked into how to play the game. I was like, this is stupid. We're not playing it. And then we just never did. Do people play the game today, or is it still like that?
I mean, I think this explosion is definitely people collecting them. But I mean, yeah, the game, I mean, they're like, if you go to like card shops and stuff, people go there and they have like tournaments, they host events. It's a little different now. It's a lot because of COVID and everything. But yeah, I mean, people definitely play the game. I actually went down the rabbit hole of figuring it out. I said, all right, if I'm going to have all these cards, each card, they come with a code, and I'll show it in a little bit, but they come with a code card that you can redeem online to play on the trading card game online. And it basically, you open a virtual pack, you collect your cards, you build your decks, you play the game. So I went through the tutorial. I played a little bit. I wasn't crazy about it. It wasn't like the ideal thing for me. So I didn't really get into it. It's just, I mean, I just like to collect them. I'm like, ooh, this one looks cool. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
I played it a little bit, and I feel like I'd have to go through the tutorial again if I wanted to get back into it. But I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, You could get into it. I feel like if
Oh,
you
you
keep
could definitely
playing,
cool,
yeah.
definitely. But it's just, it's for some people. It's just not. It's not for me. I'd rather. I don't know. The bigger the HP number, I'm like, oh, this has to be a good card. You know, I mean, which is kind of holds true in a sense, but
330 HP.
yeah, he's good to go. Yep.
All right, so let's get back down into business here about the cards themselves. So for someone who wants to get into pack openings right now, in stream or not, what are some packs that they should be looking to open?
That's the question I asked myself when I was like, back in August. I'm like, I kind of want to do this, but how do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have somebody telling you, hey, here's what to do, you're kind of on your own. So that's where we were. We were kind of, at least me, like when I started getting into it and a couple of my buddies, we were just kind of on our own, and we slowly, you start looking, you hear all kinds of different, you hear Sword and Shield, your Vivid Voltage, your Darkness Ablaze, your XY Evolutions, you're all these different things, and you're like, all right, well, this one costs more money? Why? What's the best thing you should do? And I actually, when we first started talking about this, we went out like on Saturday or Sunday morning. We all bought some cards and we opened them up, and it was a lot of fun. But right after that, I said, okay, I know I should never buy this again because there was terrible cards in here. There's great cards in here. So I actually went through and I created this massive spreadsheet driven by all kinds of data from TCG. And it's just like, it was my saving grace when I went to the store, because I looked up, I said, oh, a Sun and Moon, base set. Oh, nah, you don't want to spend too much money on that. It's not a good one. Oh, an XY Evolution's in here. Oh yeah, that's a $10 pack. I got to get this now because it's only going to cost me $4 or $5. So if you wanted to get into it right now, the best thing you can do, and I'm going to make this recommendation that's really hard, is try not to overpay for cards. If you can find sets or cards that you can buy at retail value, just do it. That's where you're gonna be best. Now, the stuff you're really looking for is probably, if you can find Vivid Voltage right now, it's just so hot. Like, it's new. I mean, prices keep coming down on cards, but Vivid Voltage is a good one. Darkness Ablaze is another good one. It has a big Charizard. Actually, you hit that Charizard, right, Tom?
I hit that Charizard. I did.
Yeah, first pack. I think I've opened 150 of them and I haven't hit it. You open one pack and you get it.
I think that's literally the only Darkness Ablaze pack I've opened.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're looking for sets that have high value cards in them. And that, if that's what your reason is, you're chasing like that big card. And that's what drives price. If it has a high value card in it, the packs are going to be, they're going to be costing them more money. One of the huge ones that I absolutely love to open, it's also one of the more expensive ones, is XY Evolution. Yeah. It is as nostalgic as you can get to opening a base set or a base set too. That, I mean, I'm not paying $1,000 for a pack of those to open. There's no way. But I'll pay $8, $9 for one of them to open, or you can find them in different booster sets and booster boxes and just different sets that you'll have one XY in there. It's like, oh, well, that justifies me paying $20 because I'm getting that plus 3 or 4 more packs. That it just kind of, it balances it out. So I think right now you'd probably want to go towards the Darkness Ablaze. Look at the Vivid Voltage if you can get it, just to kind of get, that you can find that stuff cheaper. And that's just to get you the feel to open up cards a little bit.
And that XY Evolutions pack, that's not being printed anymore, right?
So those are not being printed anymore. No, those are completely done. But I said I've watched that Leonhardt a lot. He, from what I heard in a lot of his videos that I've seen, and this was recently, he said that Pokemon just has a ton of XY packs still. They have a ton of the cards just on surplus. Yes, they're not being reprinted anymore, but you'll notice if you see different boxes and stuff coming out with these packs in them, you'll see XYs in there, and those are coming straight from the factory. So the cards aren't being printed, but they've already printed them. They've already cut them. They just have so many. But I think we're going to slowly start to see that disappear. And once something's not available anymore, that's when the price really starts going up on it.
So now's a great time to invest some cash into those packs.
I think so. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, I think maybe we'll get to that in a little bit. Are you going to make money on Pokemon? I mean, that is a little, it's tough. I mean, will it explode like this base set stuff did? And you're going to be paying $4,000 or $5,000 just for, a booster box, or first edition stuff's into $18,000, $20,000 for Fossil. Like, it's wild, but that stuff was also made in 1996 and it's done being printed in 1999, and you'll never see it again. So yeah, something that's 20 years old, Yeah, I could see why it's that expensive, you know, to be unopened in good shape.
Now you gotta wait 20 years for the packs you're buying now to get that much, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of the thought. It's if you have some extra money and you want to buy something, maybe go for an XY and keep it and see what happens. Who knows? I mean, maybe.
I feel like those XY packs, give it a year or something, and you might see them. I mean, a booster box right now is like $500 for XY.
And when I started this, they were 400.
Yeah,
so
so
they've gone up already.
They're already going up.
And that was one of my thoughts was I said, I'm just going to buy a booster box and put it away, and maybe it'll be worth $1,000 in a year.
What's a booster box?
So a booster box is I have one here actually. Grab that. I'll pull it up. So a booster box, it'll come in a box like this, and they'll be inside this. There'll be 36 packs.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, so there's 36 packs, and if you're going to buy these retail right now, you shouldn't pay more than like $95. I'll even say $100 max. You're not going to find that anywhere right now. If you want to buy a booster
like $150.
box, yeah, if you want to buy a Darkness Ablaze booster box, you're 140, 150. Vivid Voltage, 140, 150. I've even seen 160. There are some now. Again, you talk about what should you get into open. There's some like Rebel Clash, which is the sort of the right before. So the Pokemon cards are kind of broken into some different sets. There is Sun and Moon, and then there's Sword and Shield, and then before that was XY. So XY is done being printed. I apologize because I'm not 100% sure on Sun and Moon. I know I don't know if they stopped printing them, but I know they're definitely still printing Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So Sword and Shield is that stuff's going to keep getting reprinted. So you can find Rebel Clash is one of the Sword and Shield sets. I mean, you can go find that for $95, I'm sure. But at the same time, you have one or two cards, maybe like 4 or 5 cards worth more than $20. Nothing crazy, nothing over like 30. Yeah. And then the rest is called garbage. I mean, you could call it garbage, but it all depends on what you're looking for. Because when we open them and we look at these cards, I mean, yes, we're looking for that big card that, oh my God, it's worth 50, 80, $100. That's amazing. But at the same time, there's some really, really cool artwork in these cards. And I mean, it's really cool. And like, if you just take a second to admire the card and you genuinely enjoy opening the pack, it's money well spent. But if you're just ripping through it looking for money, I mean, you're not going to want to just open anything. You're going to really be looking for stuff to try to find to make that gamble on a big hit.
Yeah, it's like going to the casino to play poker to make money, but you absolutely hate playing poker. You just think it's dog shit.
Yep,
like,
exactly.
Why would you bother then? Like, you have to have the enjoyment.
Exactly. Yep. And that's a great point. This is I am a gambler, and that's what makes this very enjoyable for me. And that's what makes it a lot enjoyable for a lot of people.
It's Corona safe gambling.
Yeah, it's Corona safe gambling. You think about it, it's a little malicious towards little kids because that's probably why I'm a gambler, right? Because like I was a little kid opening Pokemon cards and kind of
loot boxes.
Well, the thing is it's like you just said loot boxes. I was gonna say it's like real life loot boxes. So like it's kind of crazy, online. Oh, the loot box in your game, that's the worst thing ever. Oh, real life though, awesome. Just keep buying them, bud. It's so good.
It's crazy to think that like just like a little slice of cardboard can hold so much value.
It's wild.
But that being said, I mean, I like physical loot boxes over virtual because at least you get like a physical item to hold on to, such as a Pokemon card. But I don't know if you noticed this. Did you see that the Pokemon Week going on Twitch right now?
Yeah, that's this week, right? Actually,
yes. So 7 streamers, 7 boxes over 7 days. Today is a base set worth $30,000.
Yep.
And overall, throughout this entire week, they're opening $235,000 worth of Pokemon boxes, and that's just 7 boxes to equal $235,000.
If you have a first edition base set booster box, I mean, you could buy a house, you can buy a Lambo, you can buy you're talking like 3, probably even up near $400,000 at this point. For one box. And it's crazy. I've been around like on the internet looking at some, and the one guy sent a storage tote. He's like, oh, my parents used to have a card shop, and he had the storage tote open, and there was like 3 first edition booster boxes in there, like, and stuff. And like the comments were like, yeah, there's a cool 2 mils just sitting right there. Like, I mean,
wow, that's insane. Yeah, so they're opening up a base set today. I guess it's not first edition because it says it's worth 30K.
Yeah, so a base set, yeah. So I mean, and that's something with the cards. I mean, they had the first edition cards that obviously they came out first, and they have a little stamp in the corner. And the difference in value between a first edition card and a base card is, I mean, they're completely different. Like I just paid $30 for a Diglett. I call him Diggy Doo. Yeah, a little Diggy Doo. I just paid $30 for one. I mean, he's such a common card. I just paid $30 for it because it was a first edition, and it did have a gray stamp on it, which is, again, and the more you get involved with this, it's a little bit different. Gray stamps, essentially, that's just when they stamped that first edition mark on there, the ink was running dry, so it came out a little gray, not black, and it's like an error, so people want that. But yeah, it's I mean, value is unbelievable, the difference when you have first edition stuff. Like it's 10 times. There you go. 30,000 to 300, or probably even more than that, like 15 times. Like
it's like first gen, like first cards they ever printed?
I believe so, yeah. So that first edition, that base set it's called, is, and I forget the total number of cards that's in that base set, 102, 108, something like that. I don't know that exact number. But it is it's the very first set they ever printed, and then they did it again with the base. They did it there. There's the first editions. They had the base sets. There's also cards that are called shadowless, and that's just the way the border is on the card. That increases the value tremendously as well. Then they did a base set again in 2. They had some jungle and fossil in there, actually before the base set too. And then this XY, as I was mentioning, they reprinted these to mirror that original set, and that's what makes those. That's why everybody wants to open those. The card value is going down so much on those because everybody's opening them, but people are still paying way over what they should be for a pack because it's just that good feeling of opening it and looking for those cards.
Content.
Yeah, it's looking for the cards that you had when you opened when you were a little kid.
Yeah, there's some crazy booster boxes in here. Like the one that is the most expensive out of the week that I'm not even sure what it is. A Neo Genesis first edition, $70,000. That's on Sunday.
Yeah, so that came after the original stuff. But yeah, the Neo Genesis, yeah. So it's, again, and that gets into a little bit like where those cards were different, but they're also a little bit cooler looking. And it's what is cool to somebody. That's what it comes down to. I mean, Charizard kind of made the stamp of he's the coolest, and that's why he's worth the most. But there is, I forget exactly what the card is. There's some kind of art card from the original like Japanese set that's something crazy. Like I seen it listed for $2 million for a single card. Like, I'm just like, I at that point, I don't even start looking at that stuff because it's like, I know I'm never going to get to that point of having something like that. If I do, I did something right to be spending $2 million on a Pokemon card.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that leads into the next question. Can you make money opening packs?
Right now, me personally, I've spent a lot. I'm about half back. I still have a bunch of cards, but I'm going to say right now, don't go into this thinking you're going to buy $200 worth of Pokemon cards and you're going to come out with 400. You're going to come out with 800 tomorrow. No, it's just not going to happen. Or it's extremely lucky. It's like going and playing roulette. Like you got a 1 in 36 chance. Okay, maybe. I'm not even going to say the chances are that good, but you're essentially hitting the lottery that if you're going to open up a minimal amount of cards, you're going to hit something good, and then you could flip it real quick and you could make money. Maybe, but it's not going to happen. There's 2 ways you could really make money doing this. Buy the stuff, don't open it, hold on to it, sell it again 10 years down the road. It's going to be worth something more, hopefully. You don't know. Buy the stuff right now, and I hate these people. I hate them. Buy the stuff right now, resell it to everybody else who wants it. Be one of those 15 at Target waiting in line. You can easily do that and make money. I mean, I have some unopened stuff that I just don't like. I bought, and I'll show in a little bit here. I bought these cards from Japan, the Shiny V. It's called. It's the new series that just came out in Japan. I bought 2 boxes. I opened up one. I just didn't really enjoy it. I couldn't read the cards. I knew what the pictures looked like, but couldn't read it. I was like, I paid $70 for a box of them, and like I looked on eBay, they're selling for $140 now. I'm like, I'm just gonna sell this because I don't even want it. Like I don't want to go through it wasn't as enjoyable.
No sense translating every card.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me put this squiggle into Google and like, yeah.
So,
But
so
I
that being
mean,
said, I mean, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
no,
what's your favorite card pack that you have opened?
it's definitely the XY evolutions. And
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I've hit the Charizard a couple times, and that is an unreal feeling. I never pulled a Charizard as a little kid. I never pulled one. I traded literally probably like 15 holographic cards to get this one Charizard. I remember my buddy's like, I don't know. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, dude, like, what else do you want? Like, what else? And oh, I don't know. Do I really like this card? I'm like, I'm giving you 12 holographics. What more could you ask for? And he finally, I strong armed him into it. And, but yeah, I mean, just something about pulling that XY set. It's so nostalgic. And I mean, when you get a Charizard, I mean, I have a few clips that there's some excitement for sure.
Oh yeah.
I remember having I'm fairly certain I had like this holographic Charizard as a kid, and I like put it in this binder, and I was like, "This is like I love this card. It looks so cool." And then like I wouldn't let anyone touch it. I wouldn't even let anyone see it. I wonder if
Exactly.
wonder if it's worth anything.
I mean, hey, if you have, I'm sure.
Probably is.
Depending which one it is, I mean, you're looking, if you said it's in pretty good shape, I mean, you're probably minimum $300 if you sold it as is. If you got it graded, I mean, it could be a couple $1,000 card. And pending if it has any of those little first edition stamps or something on it, I mean.
This was 2005 or 6.
Okay, so that's probably not one of those original ones. But
I was born in '99, so.
Yeah, oh yeah, well there you go. I was opening Pokemon cards in '99.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but anything, that's the cool thing. Anything Charizard, Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur, any of those like just nostalgic Pokemon that you can think of.
Like the ones you grab in the games.
Yeah, like Squirtle is one. I mean, anything like that, it held its value so well because it's what people remember and what they want.
What is so is the Charizard from the XY evolutions, is that the best card you pulled so far?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I've pulled that, and I'll show. I actually, when we're gonna do a little opening in a little bit, I'll open a few packs. I will show you. I have a couple of them. I pulled those in holographic. I pulled reverse holographic, which I'll show and explain that when we get to the cards. There's some full art ones which are really cool. I've hit a bunch of other, like they have like secret rare and golden secret rare cards, and a lot of the cards that I pull and I started selling stuff on eBay. So I put a lot of money into this. I bought a lot of cards up front, a lot of packs. I mean, I opened hundreds and hundreds of packs. And I finally got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm done digging this hole. I am not going any further down this hole until I get some kind of money coming back in. So I said, all right, well, let's see what we have and let's start listing. And I was surprised how quickly things actually were selling. Like, I mean, I sold a lot of my stuff real quick. Now, granted, I also did it right. I searched what's this stuff actually selling for. I didn't take, I have this Charizard, must be worth $500 and put it up. I'm like, no. I said, okay, this card's selling for $20. All right, let's list it for, $20, like $21. I didn't say, okay, well, people are trying to sell this for 40. Okay, but it's actually selling for 20. So it's, I wanted to get some money coming back in so I can go out and buy more Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Which I actually did buy a lot of Pokemon cards lately. That's 100 tins, and in each of those tins is an XY pack, and that's why I got them.
Okay.
So
I feel like you can open all those tins, take out the XY packs, and then just throw the rest of the packs to the side and sell them.
essentially, yes. I mean, I thought about maybe I sell some of the XYs, maybe I do this, maybe I do that. I just really enjoy opening them. Those tins are actually really cool. They also have a Burning Shadows in there, which has a $350 Charizard in there, which I really want to hit that, and I have 100 chances. So
there you go. So how? Oh, go ahead, Giga.
I was gonna say, like, if let's say you buy some packs or you buy a tin or whatever, and you're opening cards, like if you open a bunch and they're all duds, like just nothing good, like how does it make you feel? Like you must just feel like, oh man, this is so shit. Like what a waste of time and money.
Yep. No, you hit the nail on the head. It's just like, man, like it's like when you get through and like, and I'll show you when we're opening them. Like you get to that last card, and you might even see a little. You might hear a little when I'm doing it because it's like, damn it, like the word is just damn it. That's all I could think of to say. It's just, yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, when you do get something good, it's like, who cares about the 80 times I got something bad? This one time I got something good was such a good high that it's like, that's what you're chasing. You're chasing that good card.
Yeah.
Once
So how often do you open packs on stream?
So when we first started this, we went so far down the rabbit hole so fast. We opened so much. Like the first week we opened on I was playing Ark Survival. I was opening cards mid Ark Survival. I think you were in there, Tom. I think you came in and saw it. Sunday, then we said, all right, let's all open. We were opening them on Sunday. I think that Monday, that Tuesday, I think we took Wednesday off, a Thursday, Friday night. And I'm like, guys, I just spent like $700 in this past week. I got whoa, what's going on? Like, so we're like, so we kind of all like talked a little bit. We're like, all right, why don't we make this a Sunday thing? Why don't we do it every Sunday? And it was like, all right, we kind of really limited ourselves. And you'll see that with a lot of people when they get into this. It's, you kind of go all in right up front, like you're all excited. And then it's like, I don't want to say you feel guilty, but you got to kind of take that step back and you're like, if I truly want to do this as a hobby, you have to manage yourself because
You gotta be realistic.
Yeah, you got to be realistic. You can't spend hundreds of dollars a week on Pokemon. I mean, some people surely can. I know I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars a week on Pokemon cards because I'm gonna be like, my wife's gonna be like, what are you doing? I'm gonna be like, no, don't worry about it. We're gonna get the good card. We're gonna get the good card. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few tins behind me. I plan on. I mean, it's not a stack of 100 like you have behind you, but I plan on doing like a opening stream tomorrow just to. I mean, it's hard looking at these and not opening them.
Yeah, it's so tough. Mine are behind me, so I don't have to look at them. But
so
yeah.
have you opened any packs like off stream, or do you strictly try to do it on stream?
I strictly try to do it on stream. I'm pretty. I mean, when the 100 tins came in, yeah, I opened a few. I'm not gonna lie, but no, I'm pretty good with that because we did this. Like, there's a couple of us that I play with, Neil, Jordan, Mo. We all kind of did this together, and like we all like it was something that we were all experiencing together. So I try to stay as true as I can to. I'm not buying the stuff just for me to open. I'm buying it for everybody that's watching to open as well, because that's what makes it fun, having people. And I met a lot of good people in the Pokemon community where it's like I truly like I enjoy it. I mean, there's some genuinely good people that I met, and like I feel like I'm cheating them, even though it's my money that I'm spending and my risk that I'm taking buying all these cards. I almost feel like I'm cheating them if I'm opening them off stream because I do it to do it on stream. And we kind of finally got in a rhythm of every Sunday we do this. And we start off, there's 2 or 3 of us that open them, and we flip flop who goes first, and we host each other, and it's fun. It's like a good little, this way it's not people watching. It's great for them because they're gonna see 12, 14 packs for me. They're gonna see another 12 from Jordan. And I mean, so you're getting like 30, 40 packs being opened. But it's not all on me to pay for them all. It's not all on him. It's like we all kind of do a couple and then we pass it off, and that's what we do. And it makes it really good for the people watching because they get to see multiple packs being opened.
Yeah, exactly. I got to jump on that train with you guys and start opening up some packs too. I mean, the packs that I have are so random because they're just the tins. I don't have like specific.
No, and I mean that's kind of whatever we get. I mean, we're going to be on these tin kicks for a while, where every time I'm doing 3 or 4 tins, you're going to see XY, Burning Shadows, Sun and Moon Base, and Crimson Invasion. That's what you're going to get. Yeah. But every now and then you're going to see a good deal online or something that I got to buy that, and then it's like, okay, this week, hey, look what else we got, the surprise thing.
Yep. Well, that being said, I mean, tell us where we can find you, and then we'll move on to the pack openings that you're gonna have. So I mean, where can what's your social media handle? And
so everything for me is TheChiefJoe. Just TheChiefJoe. You'll get that on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I have a Facebook that I really don't do anything yet with, but my YouTube is that. I have that handle across everything. So
easy.
Yeah, and that's one thing that was really, I mean, we talk about, this streaming section of it, we talk about streaming. That was something that was really tough for me, was to finally get a name that, especially coming over to Twitch then, okay, what name could I use that I can't use Chief? I can't use Chief Joe. It's like I finally landed with the Chief Joe, and I had it on every platform, and it worked out perfect. I know that's something that people struggle with tremendously with streaming is, what's my name going to be?
Yep, absolutely. So all right, I mean, let's move over to this card packet opening.
All righty. So I don't have to switch my cam here. I think it should be seamless. All righty.
Still got you.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. Look at that scene.
There we go. There we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, so what I got here is, I would just casually have my Charizard sitting out.
Of course.
But yeah. No, but so these four here, they all came from the XY set. So this is you call it the Charizard that people are looking for. This resembles your original Charizard you're going to find with the base set. And so this is the one I was so excited when we first pulled this. This here is a reverse holo. So the outside of it is holographic, and it has the shine around the outside. So it's another really good card, though, because it's Charizard, obviously. And then the other variation of this from that set, this is your full art card. So you see how the art is just across the whole card like this.
Yeah, and that looks sick.
And that's what's cool. Like, I actually have another one I'm going to grab here that the full art cards, they started doing these in the newer sets. These weren't in the original sets. And that's what makes them that's what makes the new sets cool. Like, this full art card is arguably, I love the Charizards. This might be one of my favorite cards ever.
Oh,
this
yeah, the Snorlax.
It's just so cool looking.
That's amazing.
Like, yeah, some of the artwork that go into these is, I mean, now granted, this is a $7 or $8 card, but the artwork is just so cool on it for it to not be so desirable. And then another thing here, so this other one here, so this has this little stamp on it, this Sword and Shield Vivid Voltage. And this came from one of these, actually what I'm going to open here is this came from a build and battle deck. And I'm a huge fan of these cards. So when we open this, we're going to get one of 4 of these cards, and we're looking for the Charizard. But there's 4 cards in here, and it'll have that little stamp in the corner. And it's kind of, they released these early on during the sets, and they continue to release them. But in here, you get a promo card. You get 23 cards of an evolution, and we'll open all this stuff up. You get 4 booster packs as well. So we'll open this up, and the idea behind these are you actually get tournaments. You get one. You go to a card shop, you get one of these, and you build a deck and you play.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right before this set's released, these will come out, and they'll have events at all these card shops where it's like, okay, you pay $30, you get one of these, and then you go and you have a battle with the Vivid Voltage set before anybody else can get their hands on it. So it's pretty cool.
Like, if I knew how to play Pokemon out of that, I would be interested in doing that. But it's like like Magic the Gathering does like those draft things where like you just open up the packs, make a deck out of it, and battle. And like I feel like things like that is really cool. Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. So all right, so right now we're looking for the Charizard here. That's what we want. So these are pretty cool. Like I said, we're gonna get in here, we're gonna get 4 booster packs we'll be able to go through too. But right when we open this up, we're gonna get something good. Hopefully it's the Charizard, but it's gonna be staring us right in the face. So we're gonna go ahead and open that up. And no Charizard, but it is the Lugia. So this is the second best card you can pull from this. It has the Vivid Voltage stamp in here. And this little pack here, behind this is going to be, let's kind of like starter sets. So I'll go ahead and open this up.
Now the cards behind that, are they worth any value, or are they like always the same?
They're going to all pretty much be the same set here is what we're going to get from this.
Okay.
And so you get a code card here. That's to redeem on that. I was talking about online there. So you get a code card. This card here, this is, as I said, this is a good card. This is the second best card you can pull in the set. Right now, raw, it's probably like a $20-ish card, I would say. So
nice.
I paid $25 for this box. And because I paid the retail price for it, I didn't pay the $50 they are on eBay.
Mm.
And so I paid $25 for it. This pack will, because I pulled this card, will 100% pay for itself. But
And how about that Charizard? How much is that usually worth?
that's like a $70 or $80 card. It's coming down though because they reprinted these. But
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have to sleeve that up here in a second. So we'll just run through these cards. You're gonna see a ton of duplicates in these cards. So we have Quick Ball, Professor Research, Opal, Nessa, and you see you got a lot of trainers. Now we're gonna get a set here.
Okay.
Arcuda,
Oh my god.
Arcuda, Camarant, and I'm terrible at names here. Oh, I'm so bad. So Bird Keeper,
Names may vary.
Professor Research, Evolution Incense. So then you get Pick a Peck, Trumbeak, Toucan. So you get 2 of those. So the way that those work and the way it's set up like this, as I said, these were used to play. These are going to be used to play on, build the deck, and you want to have multiple cards in your deck so you have more chances of pulling them. Obviously you want more of the base because if you're just sitting there with this card, you can't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So let me just sleeve this card up quick here. And then we'll open up. We have four booster packs, and then hopefully we get that fat Pika,
So those other ones you opened, like, those are pretty much just like garbage. Like, you'd throw them out and you wouldn't even lose any sleep.
Yeah, exactly. I won't lose any sleep if those. Now, I mean, you will eventually. You can get, if you have bulk, you can sell bulk. You can trade bulk in. Like a card like this is essentially worth 3 cents. Now it's not. It's probably like a 15-cent card, but who's going to take the time to sell a 15-cent card other than a card shop? So if you wanted to get rid of them, you're selling your bulk. You're getting like 3 cents per card. But you get hollows and stuff, you get a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with this here. We have this is what's called a booster pack, one of those booster boxes. You'll get 36 of them in. We're looking for, and I'll show you something here that'll make me either like this pack or hate this pack right off the beginning. And you'll see what people do when they open them and whatnot. And this is what we've determined is the best to do. So you open up the pack, and there's one thing you could do right now that's going to tell you whether you like the pack or you hate the pack. And I'm going to flip it over right now. And we don't really like this pack too much. This is a green card. So if you have a green card, there's basically nothing good in it. If you have a green and white card, there's something good in it. Okay, on these sets here, Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, anything from that set, you're going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 cards from the back and push them up front. And that's going to pull you to your energy. And then you go through your cards. You got Careless, Stone Energy, Electric, Sandile, C-Dot, Pick a Peck, Mudbray, Joltik. All right, so now this second to last card here, this is going to be your reverse hollow. So you get one of these in every single pack. This is a Ridgerock. So this is actually a rare card. There's little stamps on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that has a circle on it.
Yeah.
There's diamonds as well, but this one has a star on it. Not sure if you could really see that or not, but there's a star on the bottom. That's what makes it a rare card.
Okay.
So normally you would probably this potentially see this in a hollow, but now the last card is going to be a rare of some sort. And there's the rare card. And again, that one has the star on the bottom as well. But it's not hollow. It's not a full art card. It's not a V or a V Max card. And we're only going to see those in packs that have green and whites.
Okay.
So
what's
essentially
V, like Virgin Max and stuff, or
I don't actually know what V stands for. Now I say that, actually, yeah, I don't even know.
Maybe it's Voltage or Vivid or something. Maybe.
No, yeah, I'm not. I should know that, and I don't. So
I'll edit that embarrassing question out for you then.
Yeah. But so we have now when we do this, there's two ways to do it, and this is the way that we found is the most enjoyable. The first one, I showed you that green and white card. I'm not going to show you the green and white card now. If you open that face down, so if your set is face down and you open it, you're going to see this card. You can slide this card right out. That's your code card. If anybody watches and wants the code, you're more than welcome to have it. You slide that out. You put it to the side. We don't know if it's green or white. Flip your deck over. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have no idea if we're going to get something good or bad. So it makes every single pack enjoyable. So Wydron Stadium, Metang, Mighty Ina, Pharaoh Seed, Ryolu, Sandile, Whalmer, Weedle. So we got a reverse Toucan Sam. And we come up with all our own names for these, and I don't even know what they are. So now we're looking for, this is where our good card should be, but it could also just be junk, like we just saw. And pretty much junk.
Barraskewda.
Get him out.
Now for this Vivid Voltage, we're hunting for the Fat Pika, right?
The Fat Pika, yeah.
Man,
so,
I don't know anything about Pokemon, and I'm sitting here like, please get a card you like. I would love to see him get a good card.
Exactly, right?
I can see why there's such a big audience, because like even as someone watching, you're just like, even though it's not my cards, it wouldn't affect me at all if you pulled something good. I'm still like, please get something good. Yeah.
Yep. So we got Water Energy, Telescopic Sight, Ferrothorn, Go-Goat, Clobbopus, Skiddo, Shuppet, Pharaoh Seed, Joltik, Reverse Ninkada. Now, are we going to get something good?
Come on, baby.
Ooh, Crocodile. All right, so that's a cool card, but still.
Still, it's a green.
It's green,
right?
yeah. So that's actually 3 greens. And it's unfortunate because
be green and white.
I know, we're hoping. And it's a Pika pack.
Oh, baby.
Give us something good.
Does it feel a little heavy or?
I mean, I could get the scale out. It's actually funny you say that because the original cards, if it had a hollow in it, the packs weighed more. And that's why they make these green and white cards to offset that now. This green card weighs more than this green and white card. And that's why they did it. Yep.
Yeah, I heard stories about people weighing packs and stuff at stores, like sneaking in little scales and like weighing them to see like which one had better cards in it.
Yep, exactly.
Here we go, the last pack.
Come on, can we get something good here? Sableye, Gavalantula, Go-Goat, Pharaoh Seed, Dendony, Drillbur, Oshawott, yeah, Duskull. We got Reverse Yenmega. All right, so we got a holo card at least, but not a full art or anything. So at least we got a holo card. At least we did. So this will be green and white. There it is, green and white. Yeah, so this is just, again, this is what you get a variation of. You can get holo cards, or you can get your V and V Max cards like this, your full art cards. That's what you'll get in a green and white pack.
So that was a green and white then?
This was green and white. So, and that's the thing. So if you buy booster boxes, I'm pretty sure that you're guaranteed one secret rare in there. So secret rare are cards that, if you look at the very bottom of this, focus, it says 71 of 185. A secret rare will be a number greater than 185. So you'll see cards that have all right. So cards like this. So this one here, we'll focus 198 of 189. So you're guaranteed at least one card that's going to be considered your secret rare card in a booster box, I believe. I know definitely we found that 100% true in Vivid Voltage and whatnot. Your newer sets, I'm not sure about Sun and Moon, but you will at least get one of those. That's guaranteed, which is that's pretty cool. That's why people like to go after booster boxes, as opposed to this. You know, we opened 3 packs, only one of them was green and white, and but sometimes you get extremely lucky. I mean, I opened 2 of these on I opened 2 of these on Sunday, and I think out of 8 packs, 5 or 6 of them were green and white. They were, I mean, there was some like unreal cards that I couldn't believe how much actually came out of it. So yeah, I mean, it varies on what you're going to get. And I mean, some of the cards, like I pulled, like here, we did get it's not the Fat Pika, but I just got a Fat Pika on Sunday, it's kind of cool. The only
Yeah.
thing that would make this one different would be he would be in that secret
Like
rare
rainbow
form.
scheme.
You'd have a rainbow scheme on him,
Yeah.
which those are, that's something like one of these has that rainbow effect
There
to
you
it.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that art just looks so cool on them when they're like that. And that's what drives them. That's what drives the price. If you have a card that looks cool, or you have a card that is desirable, that's one of those OG cards, that's what makes it worth money.
Awesome. That was an amazing time, honestly. I really enjoyed this interview with you. Hopefully we can check back with you, I mean, next year and see how the Pokemon hunt's going. See how you're doing.
Ooh.
If it's still going on.
That's a good question. I'm not. We'll have to see. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure if we'll still be doing it a year from now. I mean, like I said, I kind of started to resell some stuff, so I think I have my initial investment in. Now I'm just going to be bouncing. I'm going to be getting a lot of stuff, opening up, selling it, waiting a little bit, getting some money. Kind of flipping back and forth on things.
So like the market, it's like easy to sell. Like you can find a buyer in like a day or something.
Right now, I mean, I listed my stuff, buy it now. I was aggressive with pricing. I will say that, but I wasn't like,
You weren't giving them away.
no, I was not giving them away. No, but I was aggressive with pricing. And I think a lot of it is people are looking for cards to get graded. People are looking for cards that they like or that they just want. And people like me, I'm opening cards. They know they're getting a mint card. I mean, nothing's going to be wrong with it. I opened, I stuck it in the sleeve. Here you go. Send it in the mail. So yeah, the market is booming. I mean, go on eBay and look at ending soonest. You're going to see stuff constantly being bid.
Yeah. I can imagine.
That's
And
cool.
especially like that website StockX that I
Oh yeah,
recently
you just mentioned that to me. I'm gonna have to look into that.
but they have tons of card packs and it's literally like you can check and see all of the transactions that they made on the website and watch the prices fluctuating. And there's multiple boxes going per hour being bought from that website. So I feel like that's where a lot of the income is coming from, just Pokemon cards on that website, especially.
Oh, definitely. Yep.
But Chief, we appreciate you being here as our guest.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was an amazing time. Hope to have you back here again. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And look forward to it. Thanks for having me. And like I said, every Sunday we're doing these openings. So if you like what you just saw, those couple, and that was 4 packs, we're good for, I mean, I think last Sunday I did 24 packs. Yeah. So that's just me. We have 2 other people that usually open with us. So, and Tom, maybe we start getting you involved a little bit. I mean, you're looking at a couple hours of just straight opening cards. And that's absolutely, it's fun. I think the word is fun.
So remember, follow TheChiefJoe, whether it's on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. You'll find them on all those sites. Until next time, thank you so much for being on the show. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Catch us later.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that streaming section. That was a great interview. Had a lot of fun. Learned a lot about Pokemon.
Absolutely.
I'm now an expert in the franchise. I think I will start buying rare cards. Start small, like $15,000, $20,000 cards, and move my way up. I think I can trade up and make some good cash. So yeah, we'll pop into the tech news here. So to start off, we have Foxconn Electronics. It's a massive electronic company hit by ransomware, demanding $34 million in ransom. Foxconn Electronics giants suffered a ransomware attack at a Mexican facility over the Thanksgiving weekend, where attackers stole unencrypted files before encrypting devices. Foxconn is the largest electronics manufacturer company globally, with recorded revenue of $172 billion in 2019 and over 800,000 employees worldwide. Foxconn subsidiaries include Sharp Corporation, Inolux, FIH Mobile, and Belkin. The ransomware note states, Foxconn, your network has been hacked. Your files, backups, and shadow copies are unavailable until you pay for a decryption tool. Then the note has instructions on how to pay and save their data, as well as instructions on how to not disobey, I suppose. They say don't turn your servers off, don't try and pay for any decryption tools. Included in the ransom note is a link to Foxconn's victim page on Doppelpaymer's Tor payment site, where the threat actors are demanding a $1,804.0955 Bitcoin ransom, or approximately $34,686,000 at today's Bitcoin prices. So this is another example of ransomware crippling a company, and they're likely going to have to pay this 34 million to get that back.
Huh. I thought I read somewhere that they did pay it already.
Oh, I read this today. I didn't see anything about the payment, but maybe they did.
Okay. Maybe it was something completely different, but
Well, there's ransomware every day. It's the most popular form of attack now.
yeah,
I'm gonna hit you with it later.
I'll be ready.
Think you can do 0.1 Bitcoin?
0.1? I can probably handle it.
Yeah, you pulling out the wallet? God. Yeah. So that's some unfortunate news for Foxconn, but I don't think it'll impact consumers aggressively, at the
Yeah.
very least. Something that might impact consumers, though, Apple announcing $549 Airpods Max noise-canceling headphones coming December 15th. Apple is releasing Airpods Max noise-canceling over-ear headphones. You can pre-order these as of the time you're listening. They come in 5 colors: space gray, silver, sky blue, green, and pink. They use what Apple calls a custom acoustic design and a 40mm driver system they claim provides rich, deep bass, accurate mid ranges, and crisp, clean high frequency extensions so every note can be heard. Apple reports 20 hours of battery life and charges via the Apple Lightning connector, not USB C. With quick charge, 5 minutes of charging will get you 90 minutes of playback. So that's pretty good. The only issue is that they're going to have this flawlessly made for it to be worth the $550 price tag. That's a lot.
And that's the thing. You're paying $549 for these AirPods to play like music that probably isn't at the highest quality it can be played at anyway. You know what I mean?
there's stuff that in wireless mode it can't even play very high fidelity music via the Bluetooth. So you're gonna need manually to connect to your phone if you want high quality listening, and you're gonna need high quality music. They use 6 microphones for their noise canceling. So I believe there's 2 internal and 4 external microphones. It from what I've read, it actually works really well to the point where you can't hear anything outside, and the
Yeah.
2 microphones inside filter out the exterior audio to prevent like you from hearing it at all. If you don't really understand how noise canceling tech works, it's okay. It uses frequencies and inverse frequencies. You can look up a pretty short video on YouTube to find out what that is, but essentially it's very cool tech that tricks your brain into not hearing the frequencies anymore. I didn't even say trick, it's not really a trick. But yeah, $550 is a ton, especially when competing offers from Bose, Sony, Beats, etc. are all in the $300 price range for their high-end models. Like even the Sennheisers I just bought on a lightning deal were only 150, and those are I'm confident they would be higher quality than these. They're not noise canceling though, so like, you know, if you're on a plane, these are great. But
Yeah.
you know, if you're at home, you probably want something like an open back set like I have. I don't know. You have to see when it comes out for what the reviews are. But I mean, you're an iPhone guy. You're an Apple guy. Does that interest you at all, or is it like, oh God, no?
I feel like with that price tag, I'm just not possibly able to be interested in it. I would like to try them out. Like if someone was like, "Hey, I got these," I would love to try them to see for myself like how good these are. But unless that happens, there's no way I'm paying that price tag. I'd rather buy another PlayStation or Xbox
Or like put
for
that money
less than
towards a new GPU or something.
that. Yeah, for less than
Well,
that.
what's the amount? Let's say it's amazing, one of the best headphones ever made. What's the price you'd pay?
Not $549.
300?
I mean, I would even go as high as saying like 350.
Yeah.
Like 350 to
They'd have to be
400.
really good though.
Yeah.
We'll move
That's
on
just a
here
bit
off
too
that.
much.
Yeah, 550 is crazy. Speaking of very high pricing parts, the results are in. Nvidia is still the king of performance. However, there is more under the hood. AMD's newest flagship GPUs are very powerful for their price. However, they aren't the king. Trading blow for blow with Nvidia, but often losing by a small margin, the cards are an impressive value. Flagship 6900XT versus 3090 will often show an Nvidia win on a chart, but price to performance almost always shows the 6900XT winning. With the 6900 XT price $500 cheaper than a 3090, it's easy to understand why it's a better value for your money. Now, Nvidia has been toying with, well over $1,000 cards for a while, and they know, oh, if we make these, people will buy them. They're suckers for it.
Mhm.
The 3090 is only about 20-ish% faster, but it's like over double the price. So they don't care. They're just gonna charge whatever they want. And I think the AMD stuff's good, but there's a few issues they're lacking, and they don't have DLSS, which is very big for a lot of new games. They don't
Yeah.
have the same level of ray tracing performance. It's not even close, honestly, in a lot of games. Like Nvidia blows them out of the water, and ray tracing is going to be the future. There's no denying it. It's a higher quality, better appearance, much better way to do lighting. All game developers are going to do it, so we might as well get the power and get these graphics cards set up to do it right, which Nvidia is doing a pretty good job in. AMD still has a fair bit way to go, but they are making progress. But the 1600 XT in rasterization standard lighting techniques is about the same as a 3090. Some games a little better, some games a little worse, typically a little worse. But for $500 less, placing it at 1,000 US dollars, that's a pretty good value for a card that's like almost a 3090. You lose a few things. You don't get any of those software benefits Nvidia has, so no NVENC encoder, no DLSS, no what I just mentioned, the ray tracing. But you get a really good card for a fair price. There's less VRAM on the 6900 XT. I think it's 16 gigs versus 24. Not really the end of the world, but
Yeah.
I mean that's still something to think about. And I mean, I'm still gonna go for a 3080 personally when the stock settles down because I want that NVENC. I want DLSS. I think ray tracing will be nice
I want
to
to be
have.
able to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, I want something that actually works. So I I actually don't care about playing COD to be honest, but I want it to work. I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very true.
What do you think? Like you have a 1080 now. Like 1,000's a lot, but that performance puts you at like nearly the peak, like the pinnacle that you can get.
Yeah. So I'm Nvidia all the way. I mean, it just it's as simple as that. I feel like there's not much else I can say besides I'm Nvidia all the way, and I wouldn't even think about getting an AMD GPU.
Let's say next gen, AMD's same RTX performance, exact same performance in game, $300 cheaper, and they have an encoder now. What would you think?
I probably still stick with Nvidia just because I just said that 20 seconds ago. Oops.
How
Just,
much better would AMD have to get for you to switch? As someone who has AMD and doesn't really feel like they have a bias, like I bought what I thought was the best value for my money at the time, which it was.
mm-hmm.
I want a 3080 because I don't think AMD has on their side what I want. They are working on better RTX performance. They are going to have the same kind of DLSS tech. I don't remember what it's called. It's like something super resolution or whatever. It's pretty much the same thing. They have some really good innovation that they're working on. It's just not there yet, but they're gonna have it eventually. So it's like, I think for a consumer standpoint, it's a lot about to be like, what's the better value for my money? And especially with people trying to save every penny they can, and especially if you're looking at, $1,800 PC versus $2,200 PC. Well, if I can get good performance for 1,800, I'll probably save the 400.
Yeah.
But I get what
I,
you mean
I get
about
what you're
Nvidia.
saying, but I feel like the prices for these graphics cards that are truly like amazing is low enough for me to understand like the price points, and it doesn't really bother me. I
Well, that's
guess
the
you
thing,
can.
right? Like you're like a 3080 blows a 2080 Ti out of the water, and a 2080 Ti launch was something like $1,200, and a
Yeah.
3080 is like 700 a bucks. So like, yeah, I know the 3090 is not a good buy. Like it's really not. Like no one should buy that unless you're like dumb rich. But like a 3080 is a good buy, and I think
Yeah.
people should buy that.
Absolutely.
So, so yeah, we're gonna move on from that to our last topic of the evening. Starlink, Elon Musk's beautiful internet plan, looks incredibly promising, with some users reporting massive speed increases versus the internet they had prior. Many users in the Starlink beta are reporting vastly faster connection speeds, going from rural internet speeds of 2 down, 1 up, upwards of 150 down and 50 up. That's a very significant jump. The pricing, however, is steep. At $650 for the satellite, and you have to install it yourself, then $130 per month. That's quite steep. But if you're going from borderline unusable internet to pretty good internet, you're
Yeah.
probably going to be okay with the price. Starlink has the potential to change the world for remote locations and allow vehicles like boats and trains to have access to high-speed internet when they couldn't have before. That's right now, like we were talking about this before the show, but right now, because of the lack of satellites in the atmosphere, or I guess it's not even in the atmosphere technically, but because of the lack of them, there's a bit of a delay. You'll drop internet for 1 to 2 seconds as you swap from
Mhm.
satellite to satellite. That won't happen once they have the full. What did I say it was 25,000 or something like that in like orbiting the planet.
I
Something
think even
really
more
crazy.
than that.
Might have been higher, like maybe upwards of like 50, 60,000. Anyways, a ton of satellites. They don't have nearly that many up now. So,
Hmm.
like, if you're a gamer, Starlink might kind of suck because right now, at the very least, you're gonna drop connection fairly often while playing, and that's frustrating. But 150 down. I mean, you're talking like before you couldn't even watch 1080p YouTube vids, and now you can watch 4K vids no problem.
Yeah,
So, like
absolutely.
that, 2 down, 1 up. Like that's a common speed for rural people. Like I, where I live, you can still buy 6 down, 1 up. It's like unusable for a family.
Yeah, and that's where this comes into use. Like they said, you're in a boat in the middle of the ocean, and I mean, you got high speed internet. Like that's
Yeah,
amazing. And then being in the middle of nowhere and being able to have that internet speed, it's just it's allowing internet access for everybody.
I didn't really think about this, but like, let's say you're out camping, right? And you're like at the campground or whatever. You could probably like use like a battery powered thing and set your satellite up, and then get high speed internet. Like that would be pretty cool. I mean, obviously you need some electricity, but let's say you're at the campground, and like you set up tent or whatever, and there's like a spot where you can plug stuff in. Like there's electricity run to this spot. Like
Yeah,
you could easily just plug in your own thing and you're good to go. Like that would be sweet.
yeah.
Cause like
I'd
they
like I'd like to see where that goes in the future. Give it a year from now and see how Starlink is.
like you couldn't just take your router out of your house and go plug it in somewhere else and be good to go. But
Mm,
you could probably do that with your Starlink satellite.
yep,
Like I'm not saying
absolutely.
carry it around with you wherever you go and like mount it on the roof of your car. Although you probably could, and that would actually be sick. But yeah.
I would pay for that just to have high speed internet no matter where I drive.
I mean, with 5G and stuff coming to a
I'd,
lot of
I'd live
spots.
in a trailer. I'd buy a trailer, dude, and just throw a satellite on
Yeah,
top.
sell
High
that piece
speed
of shit
internet
house.
at all times.
God. Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
I think we're gonna call it there for the show. But that was an awesome time. I hope you guys enjoyed our guest Joe. That was sweet. Had
Yeah.
a lot of good topics. We didn't get to some stuff, but we're gonna get to that next week. So I'm very excited. Podcasts, in my opinion, at least, are getting better and better every week. New guests are awesome, and Tommy does a great job finding guests for us, which is great. I do everything else though.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, yep. Yep.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was sweet. That was a good episode. I hope everyone enjoyed. Make sure to hit us up on Twitter, subscribe on the YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, all the stuff where we got all our stuff. Easy as that.
We'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening, and we appreciate your support.
Guest podcast signing off.